What is up, guys? SGibs here. We're going to take a deep dive into how to stop the best run in Madden NFL 25, the Pistol Ace Strong Power. Now, Strong Power is a great run from just about any pistol formation that you're going to find. The pulling guards is what makes this run so effective, but specifically this Pistol Ace Strong Power is, in my opinion, the best run in the game. Part of what makes it so effective is the blocking that you get on the outside by your outside receivers, and then also, of course, the pulling guards help to make this run extremely difficult to defend because of how effective those guards are in getting to the next level and just absolutely pancaking defenders. Now, what I'm also seeing people do when they're using this run is they are placing tight ends at the outside receivers. They are placing offensive tackles at the tight end spot, and it's making it extremely difficult for people to defend this run. And I myself, I've faced this in online play, and what I've gone up against is maybe 3 or 4 games where I've seen my opponent only run this play. When I say they did not pass more than 3 times in a total of 4 games, and I could not stop this run. It was giving me problems. I was letting up about 400 yards a game rushing. Jamal Charles maybe was rushing for 300, and then their backup running back was getting 20 carries in the game. Charles getting 40 carries, and it was just an absolute beast of a play to stop. And you're seeing how effective it is here. And in a game situation, it's even that much harder to defend because you're scrambling. They're going fast. They're going in no huddle. They're flipping the play. They're trying everything they can do to take your adjustments out of the game and allow this run to just wreak havoc on the defensive side of the ball. So one thing I want to show you, one thing that other people have been doing is they are going in and they're subbing in because they know they're not going to pass. What they'll do is they'll sub in offensive tackles at the tight end spots, and then the outside they usually will have one receiver. What I've seen a lot is Dwayne Bowe outside on one side, and then they keep a tight end off another edge. And what they'll typically do is, okay, if they have the tight end on this right side, they will go ahead and run the ball typically the most to this left side and get that great blocking from that tight end. And as you can see, the tight end takes out the defensive back and then off to the races with Jamal Charles. Now, they have one passing threat from this formation, which can be the Dwayne Bowe route, but Fasano can be worked in the passing game. I haven't really seen too many people working those tight ends over the middle. They just put the tackles in, and they just get ridiculous blocking. I mean, they hold the blocks extremely long. You just run this play, no huddle, left to right, and then in combination with this play corner post, it's very similar to what you see from gun bunch Z spot. That route is unpressed against 2-man under, and it gets great separation over the middle of the field right there. So it's a very difficult little scheme to defend. So one thing I've tried to try to beat this play is I've tried all different fronts. I've tried 3-4, I've tried 5-2, I've tried 4-3, I've tried nickels, I've tried blitzing from the slots. I've tried everything to stop it. And one specific formation I found that was pretty good at stopping it was this 5-2, and I want to show you a little technique that seems to work pretty good. It's not the end-all be-all, but this is one way you might be able to try and have success stopping it. So one thing you want to do is spread the defensive line, and then you drop the defensive ends into flat zones. And what you're going to see is at the snap of the ball, the flat zones will actually drop to the flat, and it's going to make it difficult for the halfback to get wide. Another thing that I'll do is I will go ahead and grab the safety here, and I'm going to hold our trigger right over the center here, and then I will shoot the gap if it's a run play, and then it makes it hard for the running back to get wide lanes. The biggest problem that we have when we're facing this is that if we don't get into the backfield in time, we could be in some serious trouble because we won't have any secondary help in order to help stop the run. So here at the snap of the ball, we'll see get wide, and that's where we can get in trouble. We get in trouble there because if they do get out wide, they are gone. This play has home run potential every single time. So that's one of the biggest problems when facing this run. So I want to take a look really here quick. See how that defensive end drops? And that's what I'm talking about right there. That drop is what helps keep the run contained inside, and that's where I see that this 5-2 potentially could be an effective way to stop this run. I'll show you again one more time. Here's the run. You see that end drops. On this side, it didn't drop that time, but what you're going to see is that if we can get that defensive end in-game situation, he will drop to the outsides. Can that help funnel the run inside? So that's what we're trying to do with the run defense here. We're trying to funnel it inside, and I know you've probably had difficulties in doing so, and right now I'm going to show you how you're going to be able to force this run inside and have the success to stop this run. I'm not saying that this defense is going to stop this run a little bit. It's not going to stop it just for 2 yards, 1 yard. This is going to, for the most part, this is going to completely shut down the Pistol A strong power. And for the most part, kind of any running attack that you're going to see. It comes from the 4-3 stack formation. Now, this can be any play that you find that has cornerbacks blitzing. Specifically, I like to have 2 cornerbacks blitzing. And from this formation, I really like this because you have the 2 defensive tackles already dropping the zone, so it kind of saves adjustments for me to be able to make on the defensive line. So the first step in stopping this is to base a line, spread the linebackers, and then the very next thing, the most important thing you have to do here with this defense, guys, is you have to slide these corners in just a little bit. So you can see where I have Porter on the left here. Now Stock with a baseline, look where Jenkins is. I want to slide him in about maybe 2-3 yards inside, so right about to there. That's going to help me ensure that he doesn't get picked up in a blocking scheme. And then if you have time, I like to drop both of the DNs and flats, or I man them up on the inside tight ends or the outside receivers. I find that the flat is the quickest adjustment, so that's why I tend to do the flat. And then again, you want to take the middle linebacker here, and you want to just kind of get up in the center's face, and you're just holding our trigger with the defender in a deep zone, and you're just trying to attack the A-gap. If it's a run, he'll auto-attack the A-gap. If it's a pass, you just drop into pass coverage. So for this purpose, I'm just going to blitz him just so you can see how he'll attack the A-gap. And I'm going to try and control Charles here. I'm going to try and show you what happens with this run with this defense. So the snap of the ball here, you're going to see get inside, and that's where this run, and Charles actually did some nifty stuff there. But the important thing about this defense here is exactly what you see. You see that the outside containment is completely lost. The running back cannot get outside in such a situation. I can't really cut in. For all intents and purposes, I should trip up there more times than not, and I did, but for some reason I did not fall over. But what you're doing here is you're forcing that first pulling guard, his attention to the corner, and that's what we're trying to do here, and then it's going to allow this secondary defender to come in and make a play on the ball. Unfortunately, things got weird, and it didn't work out the way we wanted to in terms of taking them down, but that's the idea of how we're going to stop this run, is blow up that first blocker with our blitzing defender, and then we're going to attack the ball carrier through the A-gap, outside gap, and then force the run back inside. I have to cut this back in here, and that's where things get tricky because I am not able to now cut this run outside. Again, let me show you one more time here. Here's the run, here's that blitzing corner, and again, look at the key right there. The guard has to pick up the blitzing corner. I can't now. I mean, I could try and cut that outside. I really could, but I'll try that next time. But it's not going to be good because of the way the cutting system is. True Step is on Next Generation. Now you see we have the other guard gets picked up, and again, because of the cutting in this game, it's very difficult to get this run. You might see them be able to break this out wide a little bit here and pick up 3 or 4 yards. But what you're not going to see is just complete dominance at the line of scrimmage and 50-yard runs, 60-yard runs. The amount of yards they're going to get on this are -1, -2, 3, then 4, then -1, then 5. And so you're going to really frustrate them because what ends up happening when you face someone that is relying on a run that's so overpowered like this strong power is they're going to get frustrated because they're going to be like, well, why is this not working? And then you're going to be like, well, let me tell you why it's not working. Probably because I have defense for it, courtesy of SGibs and C-Files, MaddenTips.com. So this time again, I'll try and cut this one outside. I'm going to cut it, and that I was actually successful there. So you can see that time I was able to get the cut I needed. But again, very important to note that we're trying to force the issue. We're trying to make it so that it's not as simple as just this. Snap of the ball, go, get to the next level, and then I can get infinite yards if I can get to that block the next time. That's what we're trying to avoid here. We're trying to avoid how easy it is to be able to get to the next level from the strong power. We're trying to blow the run up in the backfield, not allow our opponent to get positive yards, and this is the first step in trying to stop this run. Again, it can be any play that has blitzing corners. I actually first, when I was playing a game against a guy on PlayStation 4, I actually didn't have this play in my playbook. I was using the multiple defense, and I didn't have this 4-3 stack CB Dogs blitz in my playbook. So I had to check down to quarters 3 deep corner blitz, which that actually worked pretty well for me. So snap of the ball, and there you can see that time I just was completely blown up in the backfield. But I had to use that quarters 3 deep to try and stop what I wanted, try and stop my opponent, and I actually had some pretty good success with it. And that was quarters 3 deep. Now, the next step I want to show you eventually here is what this looks like against pass defense. And I also want to show you, I'm moving the blitzing corner over, because the middle linebacker, because typically I'm going to be using this defender, and as soon as I get that auto motion, I'm going to read where the run's going, and I'm going to just try and scrape to get outside. But I want to show what it looks like if I'm trying to control the running back here and pick up yards. So snap of the ball, and then as you can see again, we take out that first blocker. We don't allow that first blocker to get upfield. We eliminate the blocking ability on the outside of these receivers, and we force this run to say, hey, you can't go outside anymore. You have to cut this run back up inside, and that's where we have our run support right there. Big bad Burnett there. I don't know if that's Kevin Burnett or if that's the other Kelvon Burnett from the Raiders, but whoever that is, whatever Burnett that is, he's doing a good job at containing Jamal Charles, keeping him inside. Now, I also want to show you what would it look like. Hey, what's this defense look like if they do end up passing? And that's definitely a valid question, because if you face a savvy opponent, they're not just going to run the strong power. They're going to mix the other runs, other plays out of it. So here I want to show you a play what I think is one of the better passing plays actually in the game. Great corner out to the tight end. Great post to Dwayne Bowe. So the snap of the ball, you're going to see, look, I can't really scramble. And if I do scramble, trying to get out wide, I'm in trouble because of the corner blitzes. So that's one great positive of this defense, is that stock, not only does it stop this run, but for the most part, if they are in a running formation, you can run this and feel pretty confident that they're not going to be able to run around out of the pocket, try and scramble, things like that. So you're going to make it hard for them to really run a run-oriented offense under center in the pistol. So here again, look at all my defenders I have over the middle of the field right there. That's a great route, but I have defenders everywhere defending every inch of the field. I'm not going to allow my opponent to scramble outside of the pocket because of those blitzing corners, and if you do try and scramble, they will break off, they'll disengage from their blocks, and they will take the ball carrier down. But look at that shell of defense, of the defenders I have. I have 2 outside purples, I have the 2 underneath flats, the 2 hooks, and the 3 deep. So I have great coverage on this play. I mean, in terms of defensive coverage, you can't ask for much better than that. I mean, I have 3 defenders in every phase of the field. I have 3 defenders on the left sideline, 3 defenders on the right sideline, and then I have 3 defenders in the middle of the field. So this play has great coverage. It does a great job at stopping the strong power. It does a great job at stopping just about any run that you're going to face. I think that you're going to have a lot of success with this run. I think this defense. I think that if you've been having trouble stopping the strong power, I think that once you incorporate this into your defense, you're not going to have a problem stopping it anymore. As you see, I'm blowing this run up in the backfield, just completely taking it out of the ball game. I want to show you what this would look like if we were to run it against, say, pistol ace twins. And again, strong power from this formation, it doesn't really matter. I'll still have the same success out of this formation as I would if it was the pistol ace. This is just, in general, a great overall run defense that I'm extremely excited to share with you. So again, you slide your corners in a little bit like so. In this instance here, I take my linebacker, I'm going to blitz the gap there, try and scrape if I see the run's going to the right, snap of the ball, there he is, he gets outside, and then I'm in trouble. So you can see again, you're again forcing the issue, you're not letting your opponent get outside, you're taking the strength of this play, which is the pulling guards, you're eating them up in the backfield where it's negative yards. That's right there, that guard typically makes first contact with a defender about 4 to 5 yards upfield. With this specific defense, we're forcing the defender to now make contact with the offensive lineman in the backfield. We blow the run up. There's really nowhere for the running back to go, and we take him down for a minimal gain. Guys, this is a very important tip that I hope you guys enjoy. You're going to have a lot of success with it. I'll put the setup of this in the description of the chat, and I hope you guys are enjoying This Week in Madden live right now, and this has been a great tip for you guys, and I hope you enjoy. Any questions, make sure you hit Z Farls or myself up on Twitter, email. It doesn't really matter. I'll put all the contact information in the description of this video, and I hope this helps you guys solve a little bit of the problems that you might be facing from stopping the strong power on Madden 25 Next Gen.